Hello world, I am David and here is Wonder Island. Today we want to travel into the world of dictators. The worst dictators have a strange kind of fame. Many manage to escape widespread awareness until their regime turns irredeemably bloody or repressive. As a result of their bizarre behavior and the extensive list of human rights violations committed under their rule, figures such as Idi Amin, Muammar Gaddafi, and Kim Jong-il are now household names. Yet their notoriety grew at the end of their reigns when their people had revolted or their regime was nearing its final days. However, there are several dictators in the world in power today committing great crimes against their people unchecked. Here are the top 5 worst dictators in the world. Number 5. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was a Mongol emperor, who started his military career at the age of 20 and with his evil and brutal plans went out to unite the Mongol tribes. To take on the Tatar army who killed his father, he ordered the killing of all the Tatar males who were taller than 3 feet and above. With his military might, the Taichiu tribe was defeated and their chiefs were boiled alive to death. He gained control of central and eastern Mongolia by defeating the Naiman tribe in 1206, which was powerful at the time. Victories after victory made other tribes and rulers surrender and make peace with him, and Temujin became Genghis Khan, which is said to mean universal ruler. His army made his enemy survivors as human shields for his later battles. After his horrific glory, in 1227 he died mysteriously, though most experts attribute illness as the cause of his death. Number 4. Idi Amin. Idi Amin was known for being worked for the British Army, Uganda's politician, military officer, and Ugandan president from 1971 to 1979. He is notoriously known as the Butcher of Uganda. During his rule, his enemies, opponents had to face imprisonment, torture, or death, and sometimes all of these. Between 100,000 to 500,000 Ugandans were killed during his tyrant rule. He ordered Asians out of Uganda and blamed them for the country's great economic crisis and called on them to economic war. Amin had a brutal habit of killing people by cutting off genitals and limbs and bleeding the victim to death. He is known for killing and torturing people in all the most brutal ways possible. Also, women faced extreme torture, rape, and finally death. The most dangerous and cruel leader who became Ugandans' worst nightmare. 3. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler is known for his Nazi party and the atrocities and brutality during his dictatorship rule. He was a German politician, founder of the Nazi Party, and also served as Chancellor of Germany from 1933 to 1945. He became directly responsible for brutally torturing and killing about 17 million people. He planned and executed the extermination of the majority of Jews who found not fit his nationalist agenda. Anyone who was against and opposed his rule was put into concentration camps and killed brutally with poisonous gas chambers. It included majorly Jews followed by Christians, gypsies, women, children, and the mentally disabled. Hitler sits in 3rd position in the list of the top 5 worst dictators of the world. Number 2. Joseph Stalin. Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin ruled the Soviet Union as dictator from 1920 to 1953. He is known to be the cause of more than 23 million people's death and is said to be the most evil dictator in world history. After the death of Lenin in 1924, Stalin emerged as the Soviet Union's new dictator leader. His 5 years economic plan affected the country's situation and caused severe famine as he forced all labor-class people to join the state's farmer cooperative. In Ukraine alone, this has caused death estimates of about 3 million people. Whoever opposed the farmers' cooperative got their land seized or brutally killed or deported. The survivors were ported to labor camps, which can be compared to the concentration camps of the Nazis. These labor camps pushed them to work till death due to starvation and disease. Great Purge is what they called where whoever opposed Stalin was killed. He sits second in the list of the top 10 worst dictators of the world. First and worst. 1. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong, or Mao Zedong, said to be the founding father of the People's Republic of China, was the most brutal dictator ever in history. His policies and rule killed and caused the death of as many as 49 million, which tops the list of brutality and evil. He started programs like the Cultural Revolution and Great Leap Forward, which led to the death of around 20 million people due to starvation. About 2 to 3 million people were killed systematically by his regime. This makes him sit in the first position of the top 10 brutal dictators of the world. Here is the end of the list. So what do you think about the dictators? Is someone worse than the people on the list?